Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej.
And I'm Patrick.
And thanks so much for tuning in. We've made it all the way. This is the Canadian Nationals 2016 finals.
Yes, we have made it all the way.
Hey, this is Toronto in the Yorkdale Inn. And this is the top table. This is it. This is all after a full day of Swiss.
Yep.
Full day of top 8. Here
It's
we
happening.
are. And you know what? On the left, that is me. I somehow did it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm playing from the winners brackets. So all I have to do is I have to win one matchup against the opponent on the right side of the screen, which is always popular on this channel. This is Alex Bradley,
Right.
Known as Lopair online, and he's a very, very strong competitive player. He has come from the lower brackets, from the redemption brackets, so he is required not only to win this game, but to take it on to a game 2 and also win that.
That's
So
right, yeah.
He does have his work cut out for him.
He's got 2 games to win. You just have 1 to win.
Yeah, I only have 1 to win. So let's talk about this matchup real quick. Firstly, we both did take mulligans. I am playing Wizard.
Right.
This is not your standard Wizard. Funny enough, this actually became the kind of standard way to play Wizard as Worlds this year, which has happened like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is Wizard with account siphon.
Right.
So I am running a Wizard that has Eater, it has some Cutlery, and it has a lot of count siphon and some Keyhole.
Yeah, I'm always happy to see Eater come back.
Yeah, Eater's cool.
I like that card.
Yeah, I had some problems with the Eater, I think, in the meta, but it actually did me pretty well. And then on the right, we have Controlling the Message. This is Alex's
Yeah.
Controlling the Message, which we didn't, like, this was just at the point where Controlling the Message was starting to get really good tournament play.
Yeah.
Alex's build was one of the first that I saw that ran 3 Mumbed Virtual Tour. It is something I haven't encountered. Alex and I did match up in the Swiss rounds, and he swept me. Which is actually pretty worrying.
Sure, yeah.
And because we have to do it again, but
Yeah.
he has a good start. That is remote. And it sweeps in an ice on R&D, so he's not worried about Keyhole. Siphon could still be a thing, but if that is like a hefty asset there that he could res or an upgrade, he could dodge a Siphon.
Sure. What do you think it might be then?
Probably a Sansan.
Yeah. That's true.
If I do have a good opening here, like a Dirty Laundry, it's not that big of a tax to trash things with Wizard. You
Right.
just pay 2 extra for the trace.
Yeah, that's fair.
My hand here was and is not very good. We are gonna poke HQ.
Okay, so no account siphons then.
No account siphons in my hand. We have 3 credits. 3 cards in HQ. So get
Okay.
it when the getting's good.
Exchange of information on the table from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the same old thing and throw out a Princess Space Kid in there in the rumor mill. So yeah, I mulliganed out of a siphon a Yogg. That was my starting hand, and I thought there was no way that Alex would let me siphon turn 1 because he knows what kind of deck I'm playing. But
Yeah.
it looks like he was okay with it. Makes me think that unresed card is a Sansan.
Maybe he changed his setup because you mulliganed and he knew there's a smaller chance of you having an account siphon.
That's true. This deck runs 2 account siphons and 1, what's it called? Dang, that card with Silhouette on it, that Planned Assault, that's what it's called. So
Oh,
it lets you
Planned
pull
Assault.
it lets you pull another siphon for less influence and also lets you pull Cutlery.
Sure.
I'm drawing heavily right here. There is a rumor mill in the archives, so I can same old thing rumor mill if I want. And Alex is not respecting that. He thinks it's fine if I want to do that. Using the same old things
Yeah.
is good because
So Rumor Mill would blank Jackson at this point.
it would, yes. It's unique. I'm not drawing good cards. I think I have another Space Kitten in hand. I drew another same old thing. I drew a Retrieval Run. I drew a Sports Hopper. These are not the cards I want right now.
Not yet.
To run against Controlling the Message, you do need Liberated Counts. You do need Temujin, not a card I'm running, but you need money just to be able to make sure that you're not buried by tags.
That's right. You need to always be within a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
At least have 8 credits at the end of your turns.
I am playing Tag Me, so I think at some point I will be tagged. My basic idea is do not actually make accesses. I think making that access on HQ was
Yeah.
a mistake.
Possibly.
Because you do not want to steal a big agenda like a 3-pointer.
That can just be exchanged away.
Exactly. And you want to basically win in 1 turn.
Yeah.
Either keyhole a lot and then pick it up from archives or...
Of course, because if
Do a
you
lot of
never have
damage.
agendas in your scorekeeping area, then you never have to worry about exchange of information, which can be devastating.
So we do have a liberated account there on the table. That's the money I need. Slowly clicking up, and we have a Sensi there that fired. Alex is drawing pretty heavily. He did find a lot of money in the way of 2 sweeps week, and he is now filtering and drawing heavily, which is really good.
Yeah.
Upgrade on HQ. That for sure is a Mumbed Ritual Tour.
Yeah, there's no way it isn't.
No, Alex is running some strange tech cards, if we want to call them strange. I know he's running things like Magnet.
Oh, yeah.
He's
That's a good
running
one.
Executive Boot Camp. a card which lets him res cards, so he doesn't have to suffer against
Blackmail, stuff like that.
blackmail, specifically false echo blackmail.
Yeah, of course.
Which was popular in Montreal, in Valencia, through Valencia. That did really well in the other tournaments, the last previous tournaments.
And we saw a false echo deck earlier in this series, didn't we?
Yeah, I think that card will do very well. But otherwise, he's not running things like Chrysium.
Okay.
So if that is a virtual tour on HQ, that means that I want to make a run that doesn't access, but a run that does something else, a replacement effect.
Yeah.
So something like a Siphon is really good. My big HQ multi-access, which I probably am setting up at this point, is Wanton Destruction.
Oh, good.
What you want to do is
I love Wanton Destruction.
you want to play a Rumor Mill, so Jackson doesn't work, and then you can Wanton Destruction HQ.
Yep.
If he did not ice it up, I think that's what I was working at that point in time, because I know I started with one in my hand, and that's a really, really, really powerful card. Looks like we're just going to clear out that Liberated account, get some money. Again, there's a virtual tour on that Sensi. That becomes so hard to trash.
Yeah, that's pretty obnoxious.
Princess Space Kitten's up. There's the Rumor Mill. So now the Wanted Destruction is looking a bit better because he cannot repair any damage from discard cards. Unless he wants to either play a current. I think he might be running one current. Or just score breaking news, something from hand.
What current would NBM be running? Probably targeted marketing?
Targeted marketing seems like the best choice. This was before things like, what's it called, Scarcity of Resources came out.
Oh, yeah.
Or even that NBN current that makes you pay a credit the first time you run per turn.
Yeah, that one seems...
It's a bit underwhelming, but it's definitely a current.
Sure.
So we have a lot of draw here. To explain Alex's game plan, what he wants to do is he wants to basically threaten Fast Advance.
Okay.
He does have three Sansens, I think. Two, at least, maybe three. And once he puts that behind ice, he is allowed to score out Fast Advance of Breaking News, which can do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Or just score Beals and Foods, just a slow way. Mm-hmm. If you don't have enough money on the runner side, you can always be threatened by Hard-Hitting News.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Closed Accounts, which is a card he is definitely running. So this gets really problematic. There's a couple vectors of attack that you have to defend from. Two ice there on HQ.
Yeah, 2 on R&D. So he knows your game plan, right? He's played against you before.
He has played against me. We have talked about our decks, and we know what's good. I'm hoarding those same old things. Those are they do two double duty here in a Tag Me deck. Oh, actually, we're gonna check that remote. I'm pretty sure that's a Sansan at this point. I can afford to trash it. But there's the Magnet.
Okay.
Interesting include for one influence.
Sure.
Basically can't be parasited.
Yeah, that's true.
You could be pretty, like with the Executive Bootcamp, you could perhaps res it when you want it and pull parasites off of slow ticking ice. But I really don't think that's going to happen.
That doesn't happen often in tournament play.
No, not really. It's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
I'm still drawing up for a breaker. I need an Eater. I need a David.
A Yogg?
Yogg would be okay. Yeah, Yogg here would be good, but 5 credits seems like a lot. The best thing, I think, was the one thing that you have to watch out for, and I've played around this all day, is the one ice at this point in the time in the tournament that scales really well with Tag Me is Resistor.
Sure.
And my only way through that really is I run Knifed and I run David.
Yeah.
So the idea is that ice, it costs nothing to res, and at some point it becomes an incredibly problematic ice, so you need to knife all of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So saving the same old things for that could be fine. You could save it for a turn where it's Siphon, same old Siphon. But looks like we're putting into that remote, and there we go.
Okay, res the Sansan, use that to score the Astro.
That's huge. Not only does that clear the current, but that is one of the best agendas in the game. Oh, we had actually a negotiation with the tournament organizer that we can only use that alt-art once it was scored and out of the game.
Right.
That is the Damon Stone in the moon, tear on face, crying Astra.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hey, that's in play, and that's a really, really big deal.
Yeah, well, we all got one of those thanks to the Torsog Grid.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Torsog is a combination, the portmanteau of Toronto and Mississauga.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, two big areas in Ontario. We're starting to trash things. He went down to 4 credits. Hard-hitting news, no longer really worth respecting.
Yeah.
And, of course, that's a virtual tour. We trashed that for only 2 credits with Wizard. No link here. So that trace is probably the tag.
Fire.
Yeah, probably worth clearing. Yeah, I'd rather not pay for. So it looks like we're going to take a red shiny triangle is what I'm doing, I think. And of course that Sensi has to go.
Oh yeah, you can't let him filter draw anymore.
No, with that Astro scored, filter draw is the way he wins the game by far. Still working when I can go tag me. That's the inject. Remember, I have a
Okay.
tag. Hope I don't forget that. There's a bit of cutlery, and I've had worse. Is good draw, and that Plascreed's not gonna be that useful.
No, interesting. You were scared of kill decks.
Yeah, I think that has to be respected. In any deck where you know 90% of the games that you're gonna go tag me, I think I went for one Plascreed, one Hopper.
Okay.
I think that's a good combination. And we're gonna clear that tag before I forget. And we are. I think that's it. Yeah. This is
Okay.
not good. Oh,
Okay, you're running
wait.
Jackson,
There we
sure.
go. We're gonna run Jackson.
Because you've already triggered CTM once this turn, so you
Yes.
can have more free trashes.
For what it's worth, that is a very bad play. I think you want to trash Jackson before you trash things like that virtual tour.
That's a good point.
If you know you're gonna trash things, you trash the Jackson first. There's a chance that he might let you pop it, but that's fine. So I think that's a total goof because one of those Mumbed virtual tours went back,
Okay.
and
Well,
that's problematic.
that's a lesson we've all learned.
Yeah.
Thank you for teaching us.
So virtual tour probably on HQ. One of them's just been shuffled back. There's 3 in the deck. Like, I'm hoping that more don't show up because accessing servers is hard. I think putting 1 on HQ is a bit of a goof on Alex's part because
Because
I'm
he
never going to
knows-
access that.
Yeah, he knows what cards you're running. He knows you're not
Yes.
going to access from there.
Yeah, on Centrals it's never going to matter because my main breaker is Eater.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
true.
never want proper accesses. I want to land siphons. I want to break things with cutlery, and I
You're
want a
gonna-
keyhole.
Yeah, exactly.
Keyhole does trash cards. CTM's ability only fires on installed cards, so it's not
Oh, that's right. I always
not
forget
that problematic.
Okay.
But I am not building at the board that has to be respected. It looks like something is brewing at this point. And with the Eater, I can begin to threaten Siphon. Like at this point, with 4 credits, there's nothing he can dodge if I Siphon through. Well, besides his ice, I suppose. And there we go. That's the perfect answer.
Okay. So he's probably said Siphon.
Yeah, he has called Siphon on that. And I think that is good. Something in that server right now. I can always, same old thing into my current, pull out the rumor mill to
Sure.
get the siphons
Yeah.
back on the table.
Cancel that.
But with 4 credits, I imagine he can res 1 piece of ice on HQ and have no more credits, and still be able to res resistor. And hey, here we go.
Okay, you're spooning that magnet.
That is the only way that I have remote pressure in terms of breaking ice is cutlery, and the magnet's probably my best spoon target, just so he doesn't have a scoring remote. I forgot here that gives me a tag because I do trash a card.
That's right.
Not that big of a deal, but I did kind of forget. We have 2 cards here. I accessed the one that's face down.
What? No.
That's a big mistake.
Okay, another lesson learned. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that happen. Well, we saw the 50-50 happen before, but that was definitely not something I should have done.
That wasn't 50-50.
Oh, no, in the last game we
No,
saw
I'm-
that.
no, I'm talking
yeah,
about this one,
exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's not that. That's really bad.
Yeah, because you don't have to trash that if you've got no credits.
Yeah, so now that thing is the Sand still stays, so the fast advance threat is real, and I'm only down on 3 credits, and I have a tag. So what I saw earlier in the day is I saw Alex leave things like global food initiatives just hanging out on top of on the top of Sand because people
Yeah.
assume it's maybe like a what's it called, a Mamba Virtual Tour. Even
Okay.
in that case, there's no reason to access the face down first. That is
No.
definitely a big mistake. I pondered in the last turn whether or not to bother clearing the tag.
Yeah.
Or not. I decided to just because I respected, but I don't think it matters at the end because hard hitting news is still gonna land.
Right. You're already down to so few credits.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're planning to go tag me eventually anyway.
He did have to luckily draw the. I think he played a sweep that turn,
Oh, did
so
he?
it was
Okay.
probably in my best interest not to clear tags and just flow tags that turn. I don't think he could have punished me, and I'm gonna go tag me now anyways. So now the game is afoot in a tag me game. Remember, I only have 1 credit, and my breaker there does require credits to be used. Luckily, Wizard's ability is almost always going to work, and
Yeah.
so I can still afford to trash something that costs 5 to trash.
Right. And you're not going to worry about the CTM ability.
No.
Okay.
I think you do have to worry, though, at some point. Like, there's a certain amount of tags that can just psychographics out the win.
Sure. Do you think he's running psychographics?
He is running 1 psychographics.
Okay, there you go.
I'm not sure if I knew this at the time. I don't think that came up in the match that we played earlier in Swiss, but it's something I've seen since that in the top 8. So Alex has only had 6 credits. Still, Siphon is a thing. I don't even know if I've drawn one yet, but let alone have enough credits to break ice on Centrals.
Yeah.
The decks that I saw at Worlds, this past Worlds, that were running Wizard and Siphon were largely running Faust, which I think is probably good because you don't have to spend credits getting in.
Yeah.
So
it's still Faust. Like
it's still Faust, yeah, which is a really good card.
yeah.
Remember, if I siphon at this point, I am going to give over 10 credits to the corp.
So I don't know. Like you want to score an agenda somehow.
Yeah, and that's the thing
then
is like,
siphon.
if I give him 10 credits, that's good because it means that I'll for sure get 10 credits back off of him.
That's a beautiful way of looking at it.
However, he'll have enough money to start threatening things like psychographics, stuff like
Absolutely.
that. So it's not ideal. I do have two same old things, and Alex isn't bothering to trash them. Right now, there's nothing that worrying. I'm going to use those for siphon spam or for cutlery spam at some point, if it comes to that. But with only 1 credit and 5 tags, things are not looking that good right now.
Nope.
This is particularly a really bad matchup, considering that I'm running a deck that requires actual econ to break things and going tag me, while Alex is running closed accounts.
Yeah, that's true. You
So
can just take that away from you.
yeah,
You can't build up a huge supply.
At any point in time, if I have a lot of money, closed accounts can come out of anywhere.
Yep.
And there we go. There's a dreaded resistor. Strength 5 at this point. Trace 4 is a lot to ask at this junction.
It's too much.
Yeah. So that's going to be a bit of a bounce. You don't want to float too much money. I think you always want to have enough money either to do what you want or to install a card. So like being at 3 credits is good if you install a David right away. But it looks like that's the end of turn. Throwing out the Deja Vu. That's going to be a bit too much money to get through these servers.
Yeah.
My win condition is still Keyhole.
Okay.
And that's going to require a lot of money to get up and running. I'm not in a good spot. This is not good.
Well.
Yeah. I don't have that much to say about it, but we're still not
Okay.
out of it. And there we go.
And there's
Psychographics for 5. Install Psycho. I think he's going for the full Psycho for 5, so that's a free food. That gets out of it. He's on basically game point. If he draws a Beal or something like that, he's really good.
He's got the token on the Astro. There's
Yeah.
nothing to stop him, and he's going to close accounts.
Another click
just in
left,
case.
close account. So he knows for sure I'm not going to be able to get in any server.
Yeah.
If he does have the Beal in hand, this is going to be a really short showing.
Yeah.
The best I can do is run R&D.
Run R&D. Make him spend some money, right?
Yeah.
Make him spend 0 to res one of those resistors.
I'm not running it. Ideally, you could perhaps do something like, what's it called? What's the best option? Possibly could be Queen's Gambit into David into Run HQ. That is
That would be something, yeah.
The slightest we can do. I think against Anarch, you might want to res unresed assets if you're not using them. But I'm running R&D here. No res.
Access a card.
Single access, that's an ice. That ain't gonna do
That's
it.
too bad.
This is real dodgy. I don't even know what I can get at this point in time. This is looking not so good. That's gonna be take 2 credits. Put the turn over to Alex. We got a mandatory draw. If this could be easily just it right now.
Yep.
I don't even know what else can be done. And
and
there
there
we go.
is.
That's the Beal.
Okay, yeah.
That's excuse me. That's an easy 7 points.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
was
so
brutal.
yeah, if you'd had the money, you could have been in a better spot, but
Yes.
you had closed accounts the whole time too. So what is
Yeah, it's not a
What can
good
you do?
matchup on my side. This deck does, like, it can win against things like Sync and stuff like that. All you need to do is basically spam the siphons early, get an early credit differential
Yep.
to the point where you can afford to trash everything. Because if you are trashing things like this, the Senseis, and you're trashing things like the Commercials Bankers group, there isn't that much that they can do. They have to click for credits.
Yeah.
And if you can just knife and keyhole and just keep keyholing in, you want to, especially the best thing about keyhole is that you can remove those operations that really hose you.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
yeah.
if you get rid of the closed accounts, if you can also land an early a wanton destruction to remove things like closed
Oh,
accounts
yeah, 'cause-
in exchange of information, you know that you have a lot more freedom to play.
For sure.
And I didn't have that. I had a really bad mulligan. Like you saw, I didn't play any cards that were proactively affecting the board until like turn 3, turn 4.
Right.
But that's okay. We're going on to game 2, which is kind of what the people want anyways. That's exciting.
Sure, we get more videos to talk about.
More videos. This is game 2. It's going to be ETF versus Valencia and an exciting game.
All right, cool.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned.
Bye, everybody.
Ciao.